Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 11, I think, of the handmade electric guitar build project. Okay, so I've literally started here where I left off in the end of episode 10, which was starting to put the hardware into the body. I'd already soldered the wires for the humbuckers onto the controls, and I was starting to put the bridge in, and I needed to drill 2 more holes, which I've now done. So I've got all the screws in for the bridge. That's now secured in. I haven't got the humbuckers or the control plate or the jack plug screwed in yet, because I can now test the electrics to make sure everything's working, and I want to do that obviously before I screw everything down. So I've got my amplifier here on the floor, so I'm just going to put the jack plug into there and switch on the amp, and one good sign already, there's no humming, no buzzing. So that means I should have everything wired up properly. Now it's the biggest problem when wiring anything really is earth or ground. If you haven't got those right, you haven't got the correct circuit. And with guitars you get a lot of buzzing, and you put your hands on the bits and pieces and the buzzing stops. As soon as you take your hand away, there's a big loud buzz. Well, at the moment there's nothing, so time to test the electrics. So I've got the switch in the down position, so that should be just the bridge humbucker and not the neck one. So what you do is you just take a screwdriver and just tap on it. There we go. So this one should not work. Good. So now I'll put it to the up position, and now it should be the neck humbucker and not the bridge one. Yes. Good, okay. So now the middle position, they should be both working. Oh, awesome. So I'll just put it back up to this top one, because that's still got the plastic cover on it, so it's okay to tap on that. I just want to test the controls. So volume. Perfect. Tone. Oh yes. I don't believe it. So it all seems to be working perfectly, which is awesome. So now that I know that that's working, I can get everything screwed down. So I'll just turn the amp off, take that out. So you can see I've got quite a bit of excess wire here, and I want to try and feed it in so that it's not interfering with this control panel. So let me just try that first. If it'll go in. Come on. I'm stopping that. Why is that not going in there? Okay. Right. Okay, so with that in, I should now be able to get this control panel in. Good. Okay, so I'll put the screws in for the jack plate first. As I said, all the holes are pre-drilled, so it's just a matter of putting the screws in. It looks as though I might have to change the position of that. I'll just bend those tags in, that one and that one, and that should fit in nicely now. Yep, that's good. Actually, something seems a bit off there. No, I think we're good. Right, where did I put that screw? There it is. Okay. Right, I'll just get that one started, and then start the other one. Okay. Right, so this is apart from the bridge, this is the first of the hardware going on. Now I just want to Check that the jack lead will go in there without any obstruction, so I won't tighten those up all the way just yet. That all seems good. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so I can tighten those down now. Okay. And the control panel, just make sure no wires are trapped anywhere, pinched. All looks good. Okay, so 2 screws in there now. Right, get that one started. Put the other one in. Yeah, we're all good. Okay. Okay, that's the control panel. Somewhere here I've got the knob for the switch. Where did I put that? Oh no. Where have I put that switch knob? Okay, that's fine. I'll find it later. It's not important right now. And I've got plenty of spares if I can't find it. It's just annoying. No sign of it. Okay, that's fine. I'll put that on later. Right, see humbuckers. So I've got some different screws for that. Oh, don't want to lose that little screw. That's from one of the tuners. Right. So humbuckers. That's 1, 2. Time, plenty of time. Okay, one more. I'm really pleased that those electrics worked out right. It's not, as I said, it's not a difficult job to do the wiring. It is for me, because I'm just not very good with that kind of thing. This time I've got it right first time, so you can't complain at that, can you? Right, now I've got that one screwed down. I just want to check that the adjustment screws and the whole thing will still go up and down. It's going down. Good. Up. Yeah, that all seems fine. Okay, so there's nothing obstructing that. So now the bridge humbucker. This one doesn't have any plastic cover on it, so I've got to be careful I don't slip with this and scratch it. Okay, 1. And 2. Well, these are long screws. Again, they're not holding anything with under any tension. They don't really need to be this long, but there you go. Work with what you've got. I mean, these are the ones that came with it, so they are the right ones. I've actually used shorter screws for the bridge, but they're a little bit thicker. It's the same screws that you put in the pick guard. Ample, more than long enough. Okay, last screw. Obviously there's a little bit of paint in these screw holes as well, which is a good thing because it makes sure that they're nice and tight. but pre-drilled. Right, I'll just crank all those screws down now. Again, not too much, just enough to make them tight, but not so much that you're going to damage anything. Right, and again I'll check the adjustment, make sure that's still moving up and down fine. Well, I know it'll go up, but... yeah, that's all fine. Okay, so next is the neck. Let me just get all these screws out of the way, I'll just put them in there. And incidentally, I said that when I put the neck on, I may have to shim the neck. So I have already pre-made these two shims. Let's just put them on there. Just very narrow pieces that will go under this sort of this side of the neck, right at the end of the pocket there. And so I've made these two shims up. I've got one which is 1 millimetre thick, and another one here which is 0.5 millimetre thick, or it's about 0.6 actually. So if I do need to put a shim in there, I'm going to start with the thin one, 0.6 mil. That will probably be enough. Doesn't sound like much, but if you think about, if you're shimming here and the neck goes up here and it lifts that bit up, you think about how much movement, if it's 0.5 millimetre there, right to the other end of the neck, and also the strings down here to the saddles, 0.5 millimetre there is going to make quite a bit of difference at each end. So it may even be too much if it does need a shim. I'm not even sure if it's going to need it yet, but we'll see. Because I said I've put a lower nut in there since doing the test setup, and the strings that I will eventually be using, obviously electric strings. These test strings are acoustic, so these are slightly thicker. So when I put the electric strings on there, you know, they're thinner and they'll you know, effectively rise up a bit. And what else was it? Something else, I can't remember now. But I won't know, as I said, until I put everything on and see where we are. So, neck. Oh, don't knock the light down onto your brand new guitar, that's not good. I've scuffed that now, let's just see if that will buff out. Okay, first bit of damage, I haven't played the thing yet. That's just a tiny little mark, it's fine. Not a problem. Right, neck. So I need the neck plate and the screws, which are now hiding from me. Where did I put those? Why can't I find anything now? Ah, that's the plate. Where are the screws? Oh dear. I had everything organised earlier. There's the screws. Right. So, I'm going to put the neck on now. Just try and make a little bit of space for myself. So I'm going to try it without the shim first, because I'm hoping it won't need it. So, let's put the neck in. Okay, neck plate. And the screws, want a big screwdriver for this one. Slip it up. That's the controls. Spoosh that off the edge of the bench a bit. There we go, that's better. Right. Let's get all the screws in and started. Snip that one up a bit just to bring that up. Okay. I'm not tightening them up just yet, because once they're in, I want to make sure the neck is aligned before I tighten those. I'm not sure that's gone in straight actually, but so I need to basically pull that this way. Before I tighten them, I'll just check alignment. Looks good. Okay. So tighten those screws down now. One, two, three, and four. Okay. Now just check the alignment again. Saddles up. Yep, that's good. Right, so I'm going to put these temporary strings on again. Just move all this down a bit. I'm not going to worry about the pickups right now. In fact, I'll lower those down out of the way. I'm not interested in that right now. I just want to make sure that the neck, whether or not it needs that shim. That's what I'm checking for right now. So let's temporarily put these temporary strings in as soon as I've got them untangled. Okay. Start with a bass string as it's easier. Okay. So into the tuning peg, he says, okay. So yeah, and as I said, I've also got a lower nut on here at the moment, so I want to make sure, see if that works out right. Okay. Leave my neck lock. Let's turn that light off. Okay, right, that's the 6th string, now the 1st string. It's a bit awkward because it's already curly at the end. Okay, and through the saddle. Oh, it's gone the wrong way. Just pull that back out. Come on. Actually, it was right. More speed, less haste. Less haste. Okay. And into the tuning peg. So, as I suspected, this is going to run into a 12th video, but that's fine. At this stage, I'm just checking things. We're not going to be hearing it play right now, not for a while yet. What's happening there? Why is that not on there? It's just not tight enough, that's all. Yeah, it is popping out of the slot in the nut there. It's because I don't have a string tree here, but that's fine. I'll put that in later. It's not going to stay in there, I don't think. Okay, right, that's fine. I just want to check a few things. Now I've got those strings in. First of all, I want to check the action on the 1st fret, which seems very good. So that nut is going to be the right one for this guitar. That's awesome. So that the gap between the string and the first fret looks about right. Might still be a shade high, but I'm happy to work with that for now. So I'll just get my action gauge and check where the action is at the 12th fret. It's quite low actually. It's probably about where you'd want it. Those saddles really are quite low. So, think, do I need a shim or not? Those saddles are quite near the bottom of their adjustment. And the action, as it is right now, looks about right. Where's the 12? So that's, whoa, actually that's pretty low. Well, the bass string, the low E string, is pretty low. That's 1.75 mil, or if you want that in thou, it's just barely 70. So that could come up a bit. That's not a problem. And the high E, yeah, about the same. 1.75 mil. Just barely 70 thou, so they could come up a little bit. Which makes me think, I'm inclined to think I won't need a shim. So they could, potentially they could both come up a little bit, not very much. We start with the high E, it's probably enough. Low E could go a bit higher. Let's just check that. God, this thing's heavy. Okay, so what are we looking at? About 1.8 mil, perhaps. 75 thou. And the high E, 1.75, 70 thou. Yeah. I'm not sure. I may put that shim in and try it, but I'm going to do that off camera. But at the moment, it does look. I mean, you know, the action on an electric guitar should be fairly low anyway, and I like a fairly low action, so I'm going to have a closer look at that, have a think. If I think I'm going to need to try it with a shim, I will try it, but I'll do it off camera. And then part 12 will be the final setup, really. I'm not going to be playing it because I can't play guitar, but we'll definitely hear what it sounds like. So it'll be a setup, you know, action, intonation, everything else, and you know, just to see how it sounds on the amplifier without actually playing it. Just, you know, a couple of strums on, see if I can pick up a chord or two. So it's almost done, and really happy with it. What do you think? Does it look something like a guitar? I think it's beginning to, isn't it? It's got some weight to it as well. Right, okay, so coming in part 12 will be the final setup and a sound demo, but not a playing demo. Okay, so in the meantime, look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.